Mic testing 1 2. What's up? What's up? I don't hear nothing over here, Cruz. Turn the volume up on my sound effects, please. There you go. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode of the No Negative Behavior Show. What's good? If you in New York, it's raining cats and dogs. At least it was. My feet still wet. Shoot, and all I did was walk to the studio from the car right out front. My feet are soaking wet. It was blazing rain outside. It was like fire and brimstone out there today, man, for real. So what's going on? I hope everybody had an exciting weekend. You know, my hair grew over the weekend. Boy, I was having some fun. You know, that made I straightened my hair out, changed the color and everything. I'm telling you, for sure. It was a hot weekend. It was blazing. It was blazing. You know, I live in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon had a water slide, you know, going down. They shut down the block right in the hood, middle of the hood. They shut down the block and put a water slide down the whole hill. It's a hill. They put a water slide all the way down to the bottom of the hill for the kids. And it was free. Shout out to Money Earning Mount Vernon for that. And it was free. You know, they usually charge you $40 for something like that. But they had it out there all day. You know, shout out to the Department of Public Works and, you know, all the fellas, the fire department, everybody that worked overtime to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. And, you know, I participated. I got some footage, but I ain't going to show y'all. You can check it out on my Facebook page. I definitely went down the slide. The funny thing about it, I'm going to tell you a story. The funny thing about the slide, I was just going to walk to check it out, see what it looked like. And then, you know, all of a sudden, here comes this inner tube rolling towards me out of nowhere as if it was God sent. It was burning up, and here comes an inner tube, a pink inner tube, just rolling towards me out of nowhere, right? You know, just rolled right towards me, and I picked it up, and I carried it to the top of the slide, and, you know, I jumped on with the kids. You know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Next time they have it, participate. It's fun, especially if it's hot. It's blazing hot. You need some cool water on you to cool your ass off, you know, because there was a lot of funky attitudes in that heat. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people have funky attitudes in the heat. Hey, Cruz, my computer's just cut off, you know, and there's been a lot of, you know, because of the heat, there's been a lot of blackouts and all type of stuff going on, you know, because of the weather conditions out there. So, you know, be mindful, you know, when it's really hot. You know, everybody got their AC on and things of that nature. Make sure you stay out of elevators and stuff like that, because if the power goes off, you're going to be stuck in the elevator. And, you know, I see a lot of there's some crazy people out there you don't want to get caught in the elevator with. You know, get caught in the elevator with Will Ferrell and see what happened. If you ever check that out, check it out. My man, shout out to Taz. He put me on to that, caught in the elevator with Will Ferrell. There's some crazy nonsense going on, you know. Make you break somebody's mustache for sure. But yeah, man, that was, you know, just be mindful, man. You know, it's supposed to be hot in these next coming weeks. You know, just be mindful of where you're at, you know, and all the power outages that's been happening and things of that nature, so you don't get caught out there. You don't want to get caught slipping, you know, like I did. You know, and I'm talking about when I got terminated from my job at the shelter. No, I didn't do anything wrong. They just, the shelter was closed, and, you know, they closed the shelter, and, you know, those guys have been, they've been placed elsewhere, and it was kind of, you know, it was when they closed the shelter, it was kind of bittersweet, you know. It was good in a way, but in a way it was kind of sad, because, you know, you see, you know, that shelter been open for so long. Those guys been living there. That was their home. It was really their home, and, you know, it closed down for whatever reason. It closed down. The contract ended, or whatever the case may be. You know, the shelter is no longer there. And those guys, like Horky that I had on the show, and my boy Drew that, you know, he works there. You know, I don't know where those guys are at now. You know, maybe they're somewhere else, you know, living their best life, I hope. You know, shout them out. Living their best life, wherever they at. Shout them out, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Cruz? Everything all right over there? Everything good? You got the pictures all together, right? Talking to my boy Cruz. You don't see, hey, Did you read the book yet? Not you, Cruz. I know you ain't read the book. I'm talking about you, audience, you right there, you and you that's watching over here. Did you check out this book? If you didn't check out this book, I'm disappointed. You can't be serious. You need to go check this book out. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. I'm telling you right now, it's hilarious. And if it's not funny, send it back, and I'll give you your money back. It's like, if it's not funny, send it back, and I'll sell it to somebody else. But I'm telling you, it's hilarious. You're going to love this book when you read it. I'm going to tell you, it's hilarious. Buy it and send it to somebody. They're going to love you for it. Guarantee you. What happened? Yeah, it did. It came back on. Yeah, so I'm waiting for my guest, right? The reason why I'm wearing this hair right now is because my guest is a master barber. And he's coming through to talk about his barber school that he opened up right in the hood. You know, for anybody that's interested in, becoming a barber, learning the trade. You know, you need to, you got to put the work in. You got to put that work in order to be successful. Nobody sits around all day, playing with their phone, twiddling their thumbs, or playing video games and talking about they're going to be successful. There's the successful people out there putting in work. So you got to put in work, you loser. So you got to get up off your butt and put in some work. Get yourself a trade if you ain't doing nothing. Get with this guy, Charnay, he's on his way right now. He got caught up in some traffic in the rain, and get yourself a job. If you're not doing nothing, man, go to school. Find something to do with your time. Don't just sit around and hang on the block selling cooked up rock. Think money gonna bust out your sock because you really could clock. No, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna end up in a place where you don't want to be in the summertime, brother. I'm telling you, sister too. You know what I'm saying? Don't think you're not included in this. You know what I'm saying? You need to get yourself a trade. That's why I put these type of people on my show. I want to inspire people to do the right thing with their time. Don't be like I did. Like, I wasted so much time doing the wrong things and taking shortcuts that led me the long way. So this is why I do what I do. I'm telling you, don't do what I did. Do something different with your time and make something happen. Go get you a job. What's the minimum wage in New York? Huh? 16? 15? All right, I'm going to tell you right now because I got the information right here for those who don't know. The minimum wage in New York City is $15. In New York City, the minimum wage is $15. And if you're not getting paid $15 right now, you need to go see your HR. You need to go to the Department of Labor. You need to tell somebody, because by law, the minimum wage is $15 for those companies that have a lot of employees. That's 11 or more employees. All right. If they got 10 or less, and I think it's right here. If they have 10 or less, the minimum wage is $13.50. But if you got 11 or more employees, if you work at Shop and Stop, ShopRite, or something like that, and you getting $13.50, you getting beat. So you need to check your pay stubs, make sure you know what you're getting, and things of that nature. And speaking of that, I mean, I had a little issue, and I went to the Department of Labor, and I found out something that most people don't know. New York is, and get this, right? I need a drum roll or something. Let me see. What kind of drum roll do I get for this? Here you go. New York is a employment at will state. Did you know that? Did you know New York was an employment at will state? You know what that means? I have the definition right here for those who don't know what that means. Anybody know what that means? What does it mean for New York to be an employment at will state? What does that mean? Somebody please tell me. You tell me, I give you a gift. Right now. If you call in and tell me what that means, I will give you a gift. I'll send a gift to your crib right now. You send your email address, your address. I'll send you something very, 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 very valuable. You got 2 seconds. Okay, time's up. This is what it is. New York State, the legal doctrine of employment at will, refers to the right of an employer to terminate an employee's employment and also the right of an employee to end an employment relationship without being required to furnish a justification or explanation. Now, that's the part that you need to pay attention to. I'm going to read it again. It says, New York State, the legal doctrine of employment at will refers to the right of an employer to terminate an employee's employment and also the right of an employee to end an employment relationship without being required to furnish a justification or explanation. You could just say, you're fired. All right? And I didn't really understand that because I was, in my situation, I'm in a union. What's the sense of paying union dues if they could just fire you at will? What's the sense? Somebody please make that make sense to me. Please explain that to me if you can. Are there any exceptions to the doctrine of employment at will in New York State labor law? Yes. There is a narrow exception specifically in Article 7, Section 201/D of the New York State Labor Law. Section 201/D prohibits an employer from discharging an employee for political or recreational activities outside of work hours, for legal use of consumable products outside of work hours, or for membership in a union. So you know what that means, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? They can't fire you because of the type of relationship you're in. They can't do that. They can't fire you for the legal use of consumable products, Well, throw a few back. And they can't fire you if you voted for Trump. So, but they can fire you for any other reason. You want to be late, you're fired. You know what I'm saying? You talk back, you're fired. It don't matter. It's just crazy because I look at it is that what's the purpose of having a union, right? What's the purpose of being in a union if they can fire you at will? Somebody please tell me, what is the purpose? So, you blowing up my phone, but I can't answer the phone. I can't answer the phone right now. You gotta, you know what to do. You're supposed to be right here with me. Call in right here. This is where I'm at. I'm not on this phone right now. Yeah. So shout it out. Shout it out to all my people that's tuned in right now. What is that? Who says this? Why it says unless you're above 40 because you're considered protective class. Hey, wait a minute. I don't know if that's true. It doesn't say that here. It doesn't say that, Ms. Watts, unless you're above 40. All it says is that they can't fire you if, because of the relationship you're in, if you're in a specific union, or if you like, to throw a few back, consumable products, as they say. And lastly, your political views, if you voted for Trump or whatever the case may be, they can't fight for that. It doesn't say anything about your age. If that's the case, then I have a case, right? Because I'm above 40. I know I look like I'm in my late teens and all that, but, I'm above 40, man. Shout me out for being above 40. And everybody's watching that's above 40 right now. Shout them out. Or, Cruz, my sound effects went down again, brother. I don't know. It's the volume. It keeps going down and out. But this wig is getting hot, and my man Charnay is on his way, but he's taking too long. I wanted to walk in and see me wearing a wig and pull out his clippers and ready to give me a cut. But damn, brother, joint is hot. All right. So, yeah, back to the real world. Check it out. Now, I'm looking at this, the comments here, and, somebody made a point. Somebody said that, Ms. Watts, call in, Ms. Watts. Prove your point. State your claim. State your facts, because I don't believe it. I don't think you're right. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong again, Watts. You're wrong. You know who you are. Yep. So, my point is, for all those who's within the sound of my voice right now, that New York is an employment at will. I really want to know what's the purpose of, paying union dues. I thought the union is supposed to protect you, from being fired. I guess there's different kind of unions because I don't think that applies to like police officers and, civil service workers and things of that nature. But I need it to make sense to me, Anyway, if it can make sense to me, then I'll accept it. You know what I mean? I won't reject it. I won't argue just for the sake of arguing. All right? Thank you very much. Also, check it out, right? I was talking a lot about my book, right? Some people read the book. I got some feedback. You know what I'm saying? Good feedback. It's all well received. It's all warmly received. Whether you like it or don't like it, I like to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear from you. Put it that way. I want to hear your perspectives. I want to know what you got out of it when you read it. You understand? I want to know how it affected you, or if you saw yourself in this book when you read the book. Because this book been around the block already, and I've had feedback already. I let several people read it as I was writing it, and I'm interested in hearing what somebody outside of the walls that read the book, what they get out of the book. All right, see how you relate to it. If you can relate to it, if you did relate to it, please let me know. Please, I'm with the critique and feedback. I love it. Critique and feedback is everything to me. All right. My boy just texted me. He said he's on his way, but he won't see the wig. The wig is done. That's a wrap. Sorry, Mom. Should I have said that? Hey, shout out to Claudette Brooks. What's up, my P? Shout you out. I see you watching. And shout out your brother. I was at your brother's 80th birthday party. 80. My man still had I was at my P 80th, her brother's 80th birthday party, right? And one of the interesting things that I noticed about this guy, who's 80 years old, is that this dude had a full afro, man. I'm talking about full. It was gray, but it didn't have no spots. It wasn't missing nothing. He had a full afro and a hairline, straight hairline. Like this dude, man, I said, wow, 80 years old. You see some cats out here that's 21 and washed, straight washed. He was 80 years old, bro. 80 years old, looking good. God bless you. And, I wish you many more, many, many more. It was a whole team of them, 80, 90, 100, I think. A whole bunch of people in there. There was a lot of, some folks in there with some numbers, football numbers up there, 70, 80, 90, 100. I think there was somebody up there that was like 150. Yeah, I'm lying. Anyway, this dude is taking forever. See, 7 o'clock, bro. It means 7 o'clock. It don't mean 7:20. It don't mean that I had to run to the store. And it does not mean that, I had a phone call to make or whatever the case may be. My dog ate my homework nonsense. You be here when you're supposed to be here, and that's it. No negative behavior, straight up. I'm here on time because this is my show, and I expect my guests to be here on time. If not, they need to call in and say, yo, listen, I can't be here, but this is what I wanted to tell y'all because I could have had this slot filled up with somebody else, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not discouraging you, Charnay, but I just say how it is. Forget it. No negative behavior. It's just a talk straight show. Shout out to my girl, Taisha Huntsman. She's all over the place. And I always shout her out, you know what I'm saying? Because, she's her and my girl, Miss Teddy, You know what I'm saying? They came out here from California, showed a whole bunch of love, and, you know, I respect that. They came out here from Cali, bro, to be on the show, and they showed a lot of love, and she's doing her thing. She all over the place. You know what I'm saying? She's everywhere. She just got back from Arizona, Southern Taco. Shout out to Southern Taco. Give you a round of applause for that, for doing your thing with Southern Taco. Although I don't like tacos. I don't really like tacos. She says she got the best tacos, so I'm going to support it. You know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a piece of it. You know, might eat it with a fork or something, but I'm definitely going to try your food. You know what I mean? And, you know, just Edwin Pagan. Shout out to Ed. Ed, call me right now. Or else I'm going to talk about all the, you know, the little clips you send me on Messenger. Call me now, Ed. I want to talk to you, brother. I want to talk to you live from Bedford-Stuyvesant. Call me, Edward, for sure. The number is 718-705-4959. That's 718-705-4959. Edwin Pagan, one of my good friends from Otisville Correctional Facility. And, you know, I have a lot of friends that recently came home from prison, and you know, I give them a round of applause for making it out, for doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Putting that extra work in, that extra time in, to better themselves and establish their independence, because that's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? For us to be out here and establish our independence, and, you know, to look out for one another. You know. But, you know, don't really have expectations of somebody we out here, and a brother's supposed to take care of you. You know, I don't have any kids. I'm not anyone's parent. But, you know, the brothers are the brothers, and, you know, they could lean on me like, you know, Eastside High, for sure. You could definitely lean on me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just good to know that you got friends, and it's good to keep the grass cut low, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is not your friend, but it's all good. You know, I wish everybody well. I wish everybody success, man, for sure. And this platform is always open, always, never change. Platform is always open for anybody that want to come through, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just only thing you got to bring with you is no negative behavior. And you on the show, for sure. And I mean that straight from the heart, straight up, man. Anybody. You know what I mean? And soon I want to get my boy Addo on the show. Shout out to Addo, because he be tuning in. You know, he got his little Fuckboy Chronicles going on, and I be enjoying it. I be watching that, for sure. Shout him out. And shout out to Fuquan. I want to get you brothers on the show. Next week I got All Purpose. Big Al is coming through. Shout out to Big Al, All Purpose Performance. Next week is about getting in shape. I want you ladies to tune in, because Big Al is going to be here, and he's going to show you ladies how to tuck that tummy, you know, get them arms right for the summer. You know, summer's here, but it ain't too late. He going to give you some tips and some tricks and show you how to get that loose fat out of here, get that Dr. Back fat out of there, you know, get them hips tightened up. That's what he do. And I got him on the show just for you. He's going to be here next Monday, and I want y'all to tune in. He's going to have some exercises planned for y'all, you know what I mean? And maybe y'all can even join him. I think he's in Central Park on Sundays, and y'all can go out there and join him with his workout. Dope. Brother, you know, he's really, really doing his thing. A lot of my brothers are doing their thing out there. Trevor Burvick, you doing your thing. Shout out to Trev. Shout out to Vino Gambino. Oh, we got a phone call. Caller, state your name, your claim. What's shaking, Turkey Bacon?
What's shaking, Turkey Bacon? Big Dice, you know who this is. It's Mr. Day as usual.
Oh, Thorin Day. What's going on, my brother? Shout out to Thorin Day.
Nothing much. Enjoying this show on my typical Monday afternoon.
Right. Ex-correctional officer, now network coordinator, for sure.
Excuse me, executive director.
I'm sorry. Ex-correctional officer and now executive director of the network program. Shout you out, Big Day. What's up, man?
Thank you, sir. I got a question for you, Mr. Dice.
What's that?
I think it's something that was it sparked my interest today that maybe you could help me with. Stop all the clapping.
All right.
Here's a question for you for the no negative behavior.
Okay.
For an individual coming home from upstate, an individual like yourself, what strategies do you use to stay away from negative people? Or how do you address going back into an environment where individuals still have that negative attitude?
All right. Well, first you have to, be firm. You know that. You know that. You know that. You know.
I don't want you to tell me what to do first.
What did I do? What did I do?
You do? Yes, sir.
My thing is simple, man. I keep my mouth shut around certain people, because I don't want to really open up any doors. And if I do open my mouth, is not to talk about anybody or to say anything negative. It's usually to offer some positive, some type of advice. Secondly, I try to stay away from places where I know those people are going to be. I'm not one to just jump into any bar on any corner or just hang out on the corner and I can't do that no more, because that type of idle time leads to circling the drain once again. I know that for a fact. So I guess the first thing I would do is stay away from certain places, certain people, and certain things that I know would be detrimental to my well-being and my future as a, law-abiding citizen. So I stay away from things like that. And secondly, I keep myself busy with positive things. I get a job. I have a job. I do the show. I'm writing books. I'm all over the place. So I don't have time to be hanging out doing anything. Time is very important. So it's how you spend your time, Day. Spend your time wisely, and you'll stay out of trouble. Spend it foolishly.
That's important, right?
Spend it foolishly, and you'll find yourself in a place where you don't want to be. Simple as that. What's going on in your life, Dave? What's happening? Talk to me, man.
Oh, what isn't happening, man?
Why'd you ask me that question?
Why'd I ask you that question? Because it was an inspiring question, and I'm always looking for answers or ways that I could use to identify with somebody else. As you know, in my position, I have to often give worthy, insightful words. And sometimes the question is posed, what am I supposed to do about those individuals? Or what am I supposed to do about the environment that I go back into? How do I avoid, trouble? Trouble finds me. So I'm hoping that I could get some inspiration to answer somebody's question when they ask me that.
Now, it's also the person, because if the person has a negative attitude, if the person has a negative attitude or is quick-tempered, then that may pose a big problem for the person, because out here I noticed that things move a lot faster, the sentences are a lot shorter, and the games, or what we call disrespect in the can, is common. People bump into you all day out here, step on your feet all day out here, don't say excuse me, don't hold the door for you. That is just the way people are. And if you're hardwired a certain way to respond a certain way to these type of things, then you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to debrief. You need to go take a hot shower, cold shower, jump in the pool, and just chill out for a little while, because that's not gonna get you nowhere. And Big Brother's always watching, always.
Somebody is, at least. Isn't that the case, right?
I don't know if you've seen the show last week, but I'm on this app called The Ring. The Ring is called the Ring app. It's called the Ring app,
yes.
The little doorbell camera app.
Did watch the show, and I am familiar with The Ring, and I am familiar with Big Brother always watching.
Copy.
And listening,
right?
You got a cell phone in your pocket. You got a laptop with a camera phone. I mean, it's not a joke. It's serious. We've given up our privacy, but, a lot of us just choose to ignore it.
Right.
Yo, one more question for you.
Talk to me.
Funny guy. You watched The Last OG with Tracy Morgan?
No, I do not. I think he's outside.
Oh, my God.
No, I
definitely got to watch that show. Definitely got to watch it.
No, I don't watch it.
He speaks on so many subjects that deal with reform and reentry, and he does it in such a manner that's so hilarious that you can't appreciate. I'm surprised that you didn't watch it yet.
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
All right.
Your show.
Listen to me, right? The reason why I don't watch the Tracy Morgan show is because The Last OG was written by this dude with the last name of Pierre Louis, right? I can't remember his first name. I think it's Jackie. Pierre Louis. which is my boy's brother that did 25 years in prison. He wrote that movie about his brother, Gene. My boy, Creatine Gene, he calls into the show. So his brother wrote the movie about him. Tracy Morgan is from their block, live around their way. He let Tracy read it, and boom, Tracy jacked it.
Yeah, hustle move. And it was a good steal because it speaks to almost every topic that you could possibly think of. I wonder why it was so damn authentic.
Right. So in respecting my man Creatine Gene and his family, I haven't watched the show. But I know it's probably a dope show because my boy Gene is dope, and I know his brother was, writing some good things about him. But, like, he was being specific.
Oh, he definitely was, because on every episode they definitely speak to a very specific topic dealing with reentry. That's one of the reasons why I appreciate it. I'm sorry to hear that, the show got jacked, but the concept is great.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Yeah, I might check it out. He's out there, Cruz. He just said which door. I'm sorry, Dave.
All right, no, that's not a problem.
No,
I got a little things I got to catch up to anyway.
No.
So thank you for having me, sir. I always appreciate it.
Hold on, Ron. You was about to say something else. What did you say?
No, I wasn't about to say
Yes, you was.
nothing
You was
else.
about to say something else. All right, then.
You know what I was about to say?
What?
Bye, Dice.
Yeah, all right, Dave. My dude. Shout out to my man, Doran Day. You know what I'm saying? He showed a lot of support. And those who don't know, he's an ex-correctional officer. He actually was the officer of a unit that I was imprisoned in. He quit his job and he came and started working with, the network community. You ain't see him? Yeah, he didn't know what door to come in. All right. Okay. Well, my guest is here now. He should be on his way in. He might be a little nervous, but I doubt if he's nervous. Here you go. He's coming on in, my boy Charnay. Dope dude, man. You're going to love him. Yes, the rhythm, the rebel. So, here come my boy, my man, 50 grand, the man of the hour. Come on and sit down, brother, man. How you doing? Looking really good. We talked about you like a dog. You know what I'm saying? But you're here now. This Charnay is in the building. Shout out to Charnay. Put the mic up close to you. You can hear me? You can hear me, good? All right. Can Cruz turn his mic up a little bit? It's up? Charnay, how you doing, brother?
I'm great, man.
Right?
Thanks for having me.
You're a busy guy. I know. Like, he is a very, very busy guy. He told me from the beginning that he'll make time to get here. I told him to take his time. But I know he's busy. When I go by the shop, he's either there or not there. He's doing a million things, but he's making it happen. And we want to welcome you to the show. Welcome Charnay to the No Negative Behavior Show.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
Good. Had to sleep through the rain.
Yeah,
monsoon rain out there,
For
but
sure.
we made it happen.
That's definite, for sure. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks
So,
for having me.
tell us what you do. See, I was all prepared. I had a wig on and everything, But tell us about what you do.
Well, listen, I got a lot to say, so if you ever need to shut me up, just let me know. But
let's talk.
My name's Charnay Fair. I'm the executive director and founder of Westchester Barber Academy.
Dope.
And Westchester Barber Academy is a barber corporation. It consists of S Corp as well as a nonprofit 501c3, and we pretty much operate out of 4 different functions. So we have site contracts. We go to places where people are confined to a space for whatever reason, whether it's a nursing home, an after-school program. Some of the correctional facilities, some of the youth detention facilities, and we bring the barber experience to the people.
Right.
So, and it's one of 2 ways. It could be we just cut like 30 heads at one time, or we teach people how to cut hair. So,
Right.
2 of our biggest contracts are Rikers Island and ACS. So, while we're teaching these
What is
guys,
ACS?
Administration for Children's Services.
Okay.
So while we're teaching these guys how to cut hair, we're mentoring, we're big brothering, we're fathering, all of the above, man. And it's just empowering, it's gratifying the feeling that we get. So
That's one thing when you said that, it makes a lot of sense. When you have somebody in the chair, you can talk to them. You could definitely mentor to them while they're in the chair. The barbers, they got you while you're in the chair. You're listening to them while you're in that chair. Right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
And then we have the barbershop. And then right next to the barbershop, we have the barber school.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a statistic that I'm proud of, but 90% of barbers out here are unlicensed. Right? So there's two ways to become licensed. One lane is going to save you money but cost you time. The other one's going to cost you money but save you time. So you could be a barber apprentice for 2 years, and then at the end you take your state board exam, which consists of a haircut, shampoo, shave, and a facial massage. Or instead of going the 2-year route, you can go to barber school and spend 4.5 months and then take your state board exam. So within 6 months, you're a master barber.
Right.
So a lot of what we've done is, we've bought all of the services that we can in-house. So now, I'm a former examiner. And I have, which means I know exactly how to teach to pass the exam.
Copy.
And then when students are really showing that they're brilliant and outstanding, because it's all about transferable skills, right?
Transferable skills. I love it.
I come from the hood, but I went to college.
Right.
So I speak both languages fluently.
Copy.
And there needs to be somebody to show them that they have transferable skills.
Right.
Like if you're sitting on the milk crate selling crack for 16 hours a day, you apply those same 16 hours to any job, you're going to master it in a matter of months,
Facts.
So, but they need to have somebody to show them, like, this is how corporate America does it. This is how you doing it in the hood, but this is the way that you really need to do it so that you avoid any pitfalls and you can sleep comfortably at night because you earned an honest living.
That's right. And you don't have to worry about what's coming to your house at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. So, and then the fourth way that we operate is through the foundation, the 501c3 nonprofit. We just won a grant with Public Health Solutions over in the city of New York, where we're adopting 6 barbershops in the metro area, and we're training them on HIV prevention. So once we train the barbers train their customers, and in addition to that, each barbershop is linked to the closest clinic, so people can know their status. Because in the barbershop, it's like men's health is kind of like one of those things that we talk about in the barbershop, but outside of that, we not necessarily checking on anybody. You see somebody at church like, yo, did you get your prostate checked? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. We just last show we was just talking about this. So you're bringing this to the barbershops.
Absolutely.
Super dope. Like what he's doing is the same thing we talked about last week, and he's now, instead of you men going to get checked, he's bringing it to the barbershops. He's bringing that to the barbershops. Come on, man.
I mean, it's really just trying to get barbers to understand their platform. I think we've taken it for granted a lot. You have what I call sneaker barbers. They make an appointment. What time you gonna be at the shop? I'll be there at 1. They show up 3:30.
Right.
They cut a couple heads, enough to buy a pair of J's, and then they out. And they still got customers. That's the biggest way to end your career as a barber, you know. But if you understand your platform, there are multiple routes you can go with this. Like in our communities, in the Black and Latino communities, it's like, the barbers could be right underneath a pastor.
Right.
It's the only barbershops.
For sure.
There's only 2 reasons why there's ever any violence in a barbershop.
What's that?
The first reason is if they're selling drugs in a barbershop. That's the only time you'll ever see any act of violence in a barbershop.
Definitely.
The second reason is if somebody is romantically involved with somebody they have no business being romantically involved with. Those are the only 2 reasons, because the barbershop is a safe haven.
Right.
Whether you come from the street, and barbers can piece everything together. The streets talk.
Right, because
You know?
I know some barbers that's just not having that in their shop.
Right.
They demand respect, and then they're just not having it because some of their shops are their homes, and they're not having that type of negative behavior. There's no negative behavior in some of these barbershops.
Right.
But that's dope. I mean,
Thank you, man.
that's super dope. The fact that I was just talking about it, people, it's a trade.
Yes.
You'll always be able to provide, fulfill a needs. Everybody always need haircuts. Even if you rocking a baldy, you go to the barber and you get it cut. Most people I know, right? They go to the barber and get the baldy, the fresh baldy.
And there's no app that can take your job.
Right, for sure.
And quite honestly, years ago they took out the skilled trades from the high schools, and now they've forced people to go to college. Now, granted, I went to college. I had a phenomenal time.
What college did you go to?
I went to Stony Brook in Long Island.
Okay.
I had a phenomenal time, but at the same time, it's not necessarily for everybody.
Right.
When it comes to them taking the skilled trades out of the high schools, back in the day, especially in Mount Vernon High School, you were able to graduate with carpentry, plumbing, electrical, something that you
automotive,
something that you can immediately get involved with right after.
Right.
But now, people are being forced to go to college. They do a year or two, they're dropping out, and then they got their loans. Student loans are the one thing you can file for bankruptcy.
That sure is the people
one thing
will agree with you.
That will not go away.
Right.
So, and
I'm gonna tell you what. I was in prison for 18 years. And I got into school. I got into John Jay, and I had the opportunity to sit with the commissioner of the Department of Corrections at a table during lunch. And he asked me, how was school? And I told him I love it, and I told him that it sure beats the hell out of learning how to fix 13-inch black and white TVs. That's what they was teaching. That's the type of trades they were teaching. That's not a transferable skill. Because there's no black and white TVs out here to fix.
No more floor models.
Right. There's none of that out here to fix. A barber, being a barber is a trade. Being a master barber allows you to open your own barbershop.
Exactly. And wherever you go, the barber's the man.
That's right.
If your client is a white collar guy, works in the office, your barber's the man.
Right.
If you on the street, the barber's the man.
For sure.
In prison,
the barber's the man. That's a fact. And shout out to Mike the barber, because Mike Daddy used to go to Mike to get a cut. Then Mike blew up. He started cutting Pete's hair, Heb's hair. Next thing you know, he's cutting Derek Jeter's hair. Shout out to my boy Timberland's hair. Shout out to my boy Al. My boy Al is cutting Jeter's hair too. He's out there doing his thing. He had a barbershop, and now he's on the road. These guys, D-Mac, all these guys, these barbers, damn, what's my boy name, man? I'm forgetting his name right now. It's not coming to my boy Keith the barber.
Nice.
Keith is doing his thing, and there's a lot of barbers. There's so many barbers, and I see barbershop.
Right.
So everybody's eating.
Right, but and in addition to that, I think in our community, there's so many barbershops. Mount Vernon has about 44 barbershops.
I noticed
within
that.
a 4 square mile radius.
4 square miles.
So what we also need to do is, while we are creating a lane for ourselves, we need to work together and combine our money economically and keep money in our community.
Y'all hear
There's
this?
a lot of money in the hood.
Charnay, where you located at? Let them know. Wait, show the pictures. Let's show them pictures of the shop so people know where Charnay is at, so they could come and they could check him and check for him and come to the school.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank you.
You see that?
206 South Fulton Avenue.
That's right there.
Really on 3rd.
There you go. Really on 3rd Street. That's it. That's the Barber Academy, Westchester Barber Academy.
Yes, sir. And we're not just having a transactional experience. Like, we believe in the Chinese proverb.
Right.
If you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for life.
For sure.
So we're not interested in feeding people for the day. We're interested in feeding them for life.
There you go. For sure, Westchester Barber Academy. That's dope, man. Shout that out. Round of applause for that.
Oh, thank you, man.
Westchester Barber.
Love what you're doing here, man.
Hey, man, that's what.
Love it.
It's the platform. That's what it's for.
sir.
That's what it's for. You see this, and don't forget the book. This is the book I wrote. I wrote a book. It's called "You Can't Be Serious." You know, we'll talk about your copy after the show.
I want my copy right now.
Yes, sir. But yeah, support the book. Y'all know where to find it. It's
Definitely.
on Amazon. Go to Rocco Best. My IG is at Rocco Best. Hit the link and check out the book. Man, this is dope. I mean,
Oh man.
what I'm seeing here, what the people are seeing right now is the Westchester Barber Academy, and it's fire. I went in there. For some reason, I was drawn to this place. Did I tell you the story?
You could tell it. You can tell it again.
All right. So, I was going across the street to go to the store for something, and I noticed that the school was up. I had seen it, in the process of it being, the construction and things
Right.
of that nature. So I noticed the school was up, and I went across the street, and I was talking to the guys. The barber was in there, and they invited me to come. At that time, I really wanted to go to the school, and I gave them my email and things of that nature, and I never went back. I'm busy, and I just hadn't been in that area, and I never went back there. And then somehow I got a different job, and I ended up right back in the barbershop. My driver brought me to the barbershop, and we're in the barbershop. I was like, it got to be a reason that I'm in this barbershop. And that's when I met Charnay.
Well, listen,
And
man.
we started talking.
No. Listen, your story matches all of our testimonies.
Really?
Because no one just stumbled on this by accident.
Right.
We are there because God answered our prayers individually
For sure.
and collectively.
Yes.
So,
Sure.
when you talk to anybody from the staff, it's
Right.
like this is all like a video game.
Right.
Right? Like the levels get harder, but you get more equipped.
There
Right?
you
So,
go.
it's everybody who's part of the movement has been drawn to the movement.
For sure.
And I'm just proud to work with a team, proud to leverage our community. And man, you can't pay attention to the media, man. We're doing some great things, and not all that is getting publicized.
Right.
That's why I respect what you do.
For sure. I do a question. Do you teach at Armani Charter School?
I used to be the director of HR and operations at Amani Public Charter School.
Right. There you go. There you go. Now you on the money, C. Watts.
And you know what? I honestly, at Amani Public Charter School, so I'll tell you this quick story. So I'm, at a charter school, being the director of HR and operations, I was like a co-principal because the principal handled everything academic. I handled everything else.
Okay.
Doing all the business, paying the bills, payroll, HR, hiring, terminations, everything.
Okay.
So I noticed that, there weren't a lot of, now we had a higher concentration of black males at Amani, but at the end of the day, I wasn't in the classroom, so I didn't really have that interaction that I wanted with the students. I'd see them high and by, and
Right.
then some of the students were getting in trouble on purpose just
come
to
see
spend
you.
time with me.
Right.
And I was like, I gotta
Find a
spend
way to
more.
reach
Yeah.
them. Right.
So I did two things. One, I was still in shape at the time. I'm still a little bit in shape.
You still in
but
shape.
I on Fridays I used to open up the gym, and I shook a couple of students out their socks.
Oh, basketball.
In basketball.
Okay.
And every Friday that was our thing. We play
That's
ball. We
dope.
sit down. We talk man to man.
That's dope.
Man to boy, whatever, but
Right.
just males. So that was that platform. And then, I had a barbershop a couple years ago. I kept all my equipment. I closed it down when my wife was pregnant, just to have time for my family. Kept all my equipment. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start an after-school barbering program.
Fire.
And
Fire.
I'm teaching kids in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade how to cut hair.
Dope.
And regardless of academic performance levels, you teach kids from the hood how to make money. They could turn up in somebody else's class,
Right.
but in my class, they were fully locked in.
For sure. That's
Somehow or another, they know what they're going to use and what they're not going to use.
Right.
Like Pythagorean theorem.
Right.
Ain't nobody using that,
Right.
after you learn it. But you tell them how to balance a checkbook. It's not how much you make, it's how much you can keep. You know, they were fully invested. So honestly, they gave me the confidence to start a barber school.
Dope. That story is fire. I love it.
Thank you, man.
I mean, that story is inspiring, and you know, I want to be a part of at least the basketball game, so I could come. Like, if you ever do it again and with some kids, you know, I'll definitely come down. I'm not the greatest in basketball. You know, I could block a couple of shots,
So
throw
good,
a couple of elbows or whatever. But you know, it's a good way to reach them.
Absolutely.
You know? And I like the way you did that. I like the way you reach them, and you're teaching them at the same time.
Yeah, thank you, man.
For sure. We need more of that out here. We need more men like this out here, because these kids are sometimes they're very disrespectful, but they know how to cut it on and cut it off. Like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
they know how to lock in when it's time to lock in.
And let me tell you something from a recruitment perspective. When it comes to who we recruit at Westchester Barber Academy, like I want everything. Like when most people go on job interviews, they trying to hide certain things that they think that people are not proud of and everything like that. Like, give me all your pain, right? Tell me everything. Tell me if you got locked up. Tell me if you were
Been molested or whatever.
all of that.
Yeah.
If you were on welfare and whatever, give me all of that, because we're gonna show you how to turn the corner and spin that into a different way,
For sure.
where you could be a productive member of society. And in addition to that, when we get you to turn the corner and get you licensed, you're gonna pull back. You're gonna pull and retrieve all of those people from that same environment that you might have been ashamed, to talk about.
That's dope. I'm feeling that. And you know, like, I say this all the time, and I told my mother this recently, but Jay-Z said that you can't heal it unless you reveal it.
Absolutely.
So talk about it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to talk about it. If you lived through it, it made you stronger.
Yeah,
Best
man.
believe you're very, very strong. You know, you got to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
You
Can I tell my personal story?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let me tell you, man. I was the youngest of 7 children. My mom came to this country from Haiti when she was 13, right? Not boule. So by the time I was 3, my parents were divorced, and then when I was 8, my father contracted HIV and passed away.
Damn.
And then 4 years later, my oldest brother died of the same illness.
Can't be
4 years apart. So losing both the breadwinners of the family, the next couple of years was rough. Like, we were in the shelter system, on welfare, was in the projects, everything. But my mom always stressed education. And for me, I hated being the youngest of 7 children. I felt powerless.
Right.
Because there was nothing I can do to change my position in the family structure. There was nothing. I couldn't go to work and earn a living for the family.
Right.
So it naturally taught me patience. And I began to look at life as an obstacle course. And I said, if I'm the last person to do a task and I have 6 people ahead doing the same task, the pressure's on me. My time needs to be the best time. So I began to look and see where people sped up, slowed up, stopped, got frustrated, everything. And I wanted to, change that in my life. So, when my siblings all went away to college, I saw them go away, struggle a little bit, call home, asking for money. And mom's like, I ain't got it.
Yeah, I ain't got it.
I ain't got it. So I was just like, yo, I don't want to be that person. And my brother used to cut my hair. He was 7 years older than me. He did the job, kept me from getting laughed at, But when he went away to college, he left a pair of clippers behind. I had to fend for myself. So I cut my hair. I play with it before I cut it all the way down really low so nobody can tell.
Notice, yeah.
So then I had a following, you know what I'm saying, and like the shelter system, and then going into permanent housing, I had a following. I was exposed to a lot of single moms who just had sons and wanted their hair cut down.
Right.
No line, just cut down. So I developed the following, and my brother was like, yo, you should really start thinking about cutting hair. If you
can make some money doing it.
If you a full-fledged barber, by the time you go away to school, you good.
Always have money.
He said literally the campus will eat you alive. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm thinking college, preppy kids in Argyle sweaters.
Everybody needs a haircut.
Yo, he was like, there's people from the hood out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, come out there. So I went out there. I saw it. So I started through my brother living life 7 years in advance. So when it got time for me to do something, I was ready.
He was prepared.
So I went to a barbershop with older barbers. You seen like in Coming to America. His mama call him Clay. I'ma call him Clay.
Yeah.
So older barbers in their 60s, they really took me under their wing and just showed me everything about the skilled trade and about life. And by the time I went away to college, I had lines outside my bathroom door. I had some of my black professors sneaking into my dorm bathroom just to get a haircut because nobody could cut our type of hair out there.
That should inspire somebody to go to the school and learn how to cut hair, because you're going to invest in yourself. This is investing in yourself. You invest in yourself. You hear the story? By the time he went to school, he got a line around the corner. Everybody needs a haircut. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. For sure. That's dope, man.
So yeah. Man.
So how did it turn out? That was after that.
So after
it was
that,
just smooth sailing. After
I was doing so much volume, right? The campus was trying to shut me down. The administrators from cutting hair in the dorms. So I was like, all right, well, let's open a shop together.
Right.
So fortunately, they were taking too long. I had to graduate and everything.
So you was going to open a shop on the campus?
I was going to open a shop on campus with the university.
That's dope.
The year I graduated, they opened the shop off of my blueprint, everything.
Wow, imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine opening up that shop and having that shop.
Yeah. So,
that shop would be there for years.
Absolutely.
Forever.
Absolutely. But I opened up a shop 4 years after that and had it for 5 years, closed it on my own free will because after, working a full-time job, being a family man, being super active in my church.
But as a master barber, you don't really have to cut. You can just own the shop, right?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah. Real estate.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, you don't even have to be a barber to own the shop. But you need to have one master barber on premises. Right. And if you're not that master barber, you putting yourself in a position for your master barber to say, yo,
I'm out and taking all your clients.
You need me more than I need you. So I ain't coming in until 3 o'clock on Saturdays.
For sure.
For
sure. Yeah, that's why you got to put that work in.
Absolutely.
You have to put the work in, bro.
Yes,
let's see it one more time, crew. Put the shop up there for those who don't know, who just tuned in. This is the shop, Charnay. You could give them a call. The number is 914. The number to the shop, that is 914-664-4960. The Westchester Barber Academy. You don't necessarily have to be from Westchester to participate, right?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at
all. See that? It's dope, man. Learn this. I went to barber school when I was very young. I went to Atlas Barber School.
Nice.
I didn't get to finish, but
we're going to get you to finish.
Yeah, that was way down. I was going all the way down to Bleecker Street, taking a train. I think I was 17 at the time, about 17 years old. Or maybe not. I can't remember. I was around that age, but I didn't finish. And I found my clippers from back then. I had
recently
the oysters, the 111s.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah, but they're all rusted.
All right.
Yeah, that was 1990, I think.
Well, let's take a look. Bring them in. We'll evaluate you.
For sure.
But yeah, man, you definitely got to have multiple hustles. And yo, man, I know it didn't work out with Atlas, but I want to make sure that you finish and reach your goal, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
One of the things with us is that, we have men on staff who take pride in developing somebody else.
Really?
That's how we hold ourselves accountable.
That's dope.
So
for sure, I take you up on that. Yeah, we are just about out of time. We got 32 seconds. I need you to plug your IG or plug whatever you want to plug in. Just plug it in right now.
Thank you. Look us up, www.westchesterbarberacademy.org. You can go in to contact us and fill out a profile. We'll give you a call. We have a couple of open houses. We have an open house next Monday. And, just fill out the profile. We're on Facebook, Instagram, under Westchester Barber Academy. Hit us up.
For sure. Dope. Westchester Barber Academy is in the building. You Can't Be Serious, buy the book on Amazon. Check out my Instagram, Rocco Best on Instagram. You can check it out. You can hit the link, take you right to the book. Charnay, thank you for coming, beloved.
Thank you.
You came out in the rain. Remember, hit them up. Take that trade. You need a trade. You need that trade. If you're not doing nothing with your time, this is the best thing to do. You'll be happy about it in the future. Believe me.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for coming out. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week for No Negative Behavior Show. Peace. We out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, crew.